Alright, so a few days ago I stumbled across an article by PETA, which was reporting a protest in New York. The protest was called Drop Dead, and it depicted several humans in packaging used by grocery stores for meat products. However, this video isn't about whether or not the killing of animals is right or wrong. While I was reading this article, a question popped in my head. If human meat were sold in stores, what would be society's reaction? You would probably say that most people would be left disgusted and shocked. However, my theory is that you and the majority of people would be completely fine with this. So how exactly did I come to this conclusion? Well, just listen to my theory and you can decide for yourself if I'm crazy or not. First of all, I want to say that I don't condone cannibalism, nor am I promoting it. I absolutely can't stress this enough. Secondly, for the sake of the argument, I just ask you to remove the stigma surrounding this subject, as well as accept the minuscule possibility of human meat being sold in corporate grocery stores. Third, this argument isn't about whether or not human meat would ever be sold in stores, but what exactly people's reactions would be if it did happen. Fourth, for the purpose of this debate only, I'm going to create a fictional universe, which I will refer to as Universe X. Universe X is basically a mirror image of ours. So, let's just take a trip to Universe X and imagine for a second that we discover that almost everything is exactly the same as our universe, all the way down to the location of the atoms in your shoelaces. Well, everything besides the fact that human meat has recently been appearing in the freezer section of your alternate self's local grocery store, as well as all the significant historical events leading up to that. Now let's also assume that Universe X has figured out a way to sterilize the prions in humans that has been known to cause Kuru. Now just for a second, let's switch back to our universe. Would Walmart, Safeway, or grocery outlet simply be able to place a human torso next to the chicken breasts in their freezer aisle? Of course not. This is due to the fact that we have laws prohibiting mishandling and mutilating a human corpse, and with those laws intact, it makes it pretty hard to consume human flesh legally. On the U.S. legal website, it says that mutilation of a corpse is wrong of a willfully, recklessly, unlawfully dismembering or disfiguring by cutting, scratching, or mishandling the body of a dead person. It is an offense of dissecting or dismembering without authority the dead body of a person. So, basically, unless you carry a special license, such as the ones that coroners carry, mishandling a human body is against laws and regulations and can result in fines and or jail time. So just keep that in mind for now. Now imagine how food is processed and handled on its journey to the freezer section of your favorite grocery store. With a human corpse, this would fall under mishandling the body of a dead person, meaning that it could be considered illegal to even place an unmutilated body in the trucks that carry the food products. There wouldn't really be a way for a very large corporation to sell human meat in this universe, especially in a first world country such as America. So, how exactly did human meat get on the shelf of a grocery store in Universe X? Now, you have to ask yourself, what exactly would have to happen for the meat to get there? Well, earlier, I mentioned that the historical events in Universe X that led up to human meat being sold in stores must have been significantly different. One of those would have to be that the laws prohibiting mishandling and mutilating a human corpse would have had to be repealed in that universe. Moving on for now, what would have to happen to have these laws repealed? Now think about it. People who are in very high positions of power would have had to agree upon the removal of such a law, meaning that not only do these people find the consumption of human meat acceptable, but there is also the possibility that those same people practice it themselves. Now, the removal of this law is what we'll call Event A. Now, in our universe, repealing a law isn't really an easy task, meaning that the society in Universe X would have had to have a very, very good reason to attempt this. Here's an example. Think of the timeline from 1920 to 1933 regarding alcohol in our universe in America. How did people back in that time frame, view the substance? Well, to answer that, let's just take a look at this clip from the 1920s.
They want your sweet, innocent girls to take to booze so they can be enticed into honky-tonks by slick-haired vultures who prey on the flower of American womanhood. I say alcohol must go.
In the decade before the Civil War, many believed that the most dangerous drug in America was alcohol.
Now, during this time, the economy suffered through a huge blow due to the fact that breweries, distilleries, and saloons were shut down, leaving thousands of people without jobs. Not only this, but restaurants and theaters couldn't make enough money, causing them to go out of business. Now, eventually, the federal government lost over $11 billion in tax revenue due to the prohibition of alcohol, which led to this.
Of course, I am delighted, but not surprised by the final repeal of the 18th Amendment. I felt all along that when this matter was properly submitted to the rank and file of our people, they would readily see that it had no place in our Constitution. It would be very difficult, if not impossible, to estimate the benefit that will come to this country from the lesson taught to the coming generations, to make it their business to see that no such matter as this is ever again made the subject of federal constitutional law.
Now, the 18th Amendment, which prohibited the manufacture or sale of alcohol, was eventually repealed for obvious reasons. Now, let's replace alcohol with human meat, and what do we get? We get the twisted society in Universe X. But what happened after the law was repealed in Universe X? Actually, or a better question would be, what should have happened? This is the mystery event that apparently never occurred in our fictional universe. This event, which we'll call Event B, was the key to stopping the next event from ever happening. The next event, which we'll call Event C, was the very first time human meat was ever sold in a corporate grocery store in Universe X. But something's not really right here. What's Event B, and where did it go? Now think about it. What would happen if Event A were to ever happen in our universe? To give you an idea, we're going to look back at a scandal that happened in the UK involving horse meat being found and sold in stores in Europe.
The testing regime is intended to ensure that if it's not on the label, it's not in the packet. If it's beef, and nothing else. And that's the most comprehensive testing regime I've ever seen. And it's happening right now.
Now, we're going to take a look at another video clip, but first, here's a news article that's it says the controversy in the U.S. over horse meat comes as the scandal rocks Europe. It began when tests in Ireland revealed some products contained horse meat instead of beef, since the customers have been shocked to learn horse meat has been found in products across Europe. British markets have pulled more than 10 million burgers from their shelves. And here's the clip.
If you're just about to pop your dinner in the microwave, don't be put off by the news tonight. That's the official government advice. They say we should keep on eating processed beef.
Is about food labelling, proper retailing, proper information, and frankly it's also about customers being let down.
Let down? Customers feel a lot worse than that.
I think it's disgusting, because if I'm going into a supermarket and I'm thinking that I'm buying beef and really I'm buying horse meat, it's not on really.
You expect it to be 100% beef. They advertise it as 100% beef. It even says it on the box, but it's not what you're going to get.
Now, as you can see, people did not react very well to the fact that horse meat was found in the food products they were buying. Some even showed disgust and shock after learning this fact. So what would happen if human meat were to be sold in stores? Now, this is Event B, our mystery event which never happened in Universe X. This is what would happen if Event A were to ever occur in our universe. Now, Event B is the occurrence of possible riots, extreme disgust, protest, letters being written to congressmen and other politicians, news broadcasts all over the world, and civilians demanding that the law be put back. You could pretty much imagine that's not really the end of it. A law like this being repealed would never go undetected, and the fact that no one complained about it before human meat hit the market is very, very strange to me, leading me to the conclusion that the society in Universe X actually finds cannibalism acceptable to the point where no one did anything to stop Event A and Event C from ever happening. There is also the possibility that all of the above would occur during the process of Event A, stopping the events and the following ones from ever happening. In either universe, if Event A does not occur, then neither will Event B nor Event C, and if Event B occurs, then Event C cannot. I don't really believe that Event B and Event C can coexist. However, if Event B were to happen in this universe, then Event C would not be possible, meaning that the majority of the population would find consumption of human meat a despicable act. However, if Event B did in fact not happen following Event A, then it would mean society has deemed that act acceptable. As more evidence for my crazy theory, corporations and companies in our universe do not sell products in which there is no demand for. Other than antique shops, it is pretty much impossible to find a typewriter in any stores such as Walmart, just due to the fact that they don't sell. Products in stores that are not selling are eventually pulled from the shelves and replaced with another product. The fact that human meat is sold in grocery stores in Universe X means that there is actually a demand for it. Now this might be kind of crazy, but if you're familiar with the multiverse theory, which is the theory that there is finite or infinite series of universes, and under the combining that with the assumption that the theory is true and that Universe X actually does exist, it's entirely possible that your alternate self is chowing down on a nice juicy human burger right now. Of course, I don't believe that Universe X actually exists, but yeah. Well, in conclusion, we can see that cannibalism is practiced so much in our little fictional universe that not only is it socially acceptable, not only is there a demand for human flesh, and not only have laws been repealed regarding the practices of mutilating and mishandling human corpses, but companies are actually able to make profits from all of this. So basically, if human meats were sold in stores in our universe, society would have had to deem it acceptable first. Laws would have been been repealed, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So once again, I want to say that I'm not condoning cannibalism, nor am I promoting it in any way, shape, or form. And that's the end of this video. Even though Universe X isn't real and that none of this would ever happen, it's still kind of fun to think about. So if you found this interesting, go ahead and leave a comment. And if you think you can refute my arguments, go ahead and I'd like to hear it. So yeah, thanks for watching.